Welcome to the SARS Tax Practitioner Readiness Program, Module 1.1, Legislation. What are the learning objectives of this module? Well, once you have completed the module, you are expected to understand the role that you play as a tax practitioner in advancing voluntary compliance. Also, you are required to understand how the legislation, the code of conduct, and the recognition criteria for controlling bodies influences your conduct, the advice you provide to your clients, and that you also understand the consequences of non-compliance. As we mentioned previously, SARS has 9 strategic objectives. However, that is our strategic objectives and not yours. We do, however, feel that as a tax practitioner, you too play a role in assisting SARS to meet these strategic objectives. Now, during this module, we will discuss 3 of the strategic objectives and how we believe you can play a role in assisting us in achieving these strategic objectives. Let's discuss the first strategic objective, namely that of clarity and certainty. Now, as we mentioned earlier, this is usually aimed at SARS, so we need to provide you as a tax practitioner or your clients with clarity and certainty around your tax obligations. However, as a practitioner, we would expect of you to educate your clients on both their rights as well as the obligations as a taxpayer. You see, being a taxpayer places certain obligations upon you, but you have also now earned certain rights. And taxpayers or your clients need to understand what these rights are and what these obligations are. And here you can play a pivotal role in educating your clients both on their rights as well as their obligations. In addition, you will provide clarity and certainty to your clients on what kind of income they need to declare, what kind of expenditure can they or deductions can they declare or claim from SARS. What about providing clarity around the importance of record keeping? You see, just because a taxpayer incurs an expense doesn't mean he can just claim it. You need to explain to him that in order to claim that expense, he must have the necessary proof. He must have kept proper records. Or if your client has a travel allowance, he now feels obliged that he can just claim against his travel allowance. But you need to make sure that there is clarity and certainty around him keeping proper records so that it can put him in a position to be able to claim against his travel allowance. Yes, you play a pivotal role in providing clarity and certainty to your clients that you represent. What about the strategic objective of making it easy? Now, the full strategic objective is to make it easy for taxpayers and traders to comply and fulfill their obligations. What role do you play in this regard? Well, as a tax practitioner, you can make it easy for your clients by providing shared access, for example, on e-filing. This will then allow your clients to navigate the system without fear or of making mistakes. Additionally, you could also provide them access to e-filing so that they can see what kind of income you declared on their behalf and what kind of expenditure was completed on the return. This then builds their capability to better understand the concept of return completion and declaration. What about explaining to them the importance of submitting supporting documents that is requested by SARS, but not just the submitting of supporting documents, but more importantly, by submitting those supporting documents within the turnaround time. Bring it to their attention that if they don't submit these documents on time, it is not making it easy for them to comply with their obligations. So again, you have an important role to help them understand the importance of submitting these supporting documents on time to SARS. In the past, we've had tax practitioners that failed to release e-filing profiles to their clients. Usually this happened when the clients failed to make certain payments, and because of this, they refused to release the client's e-filing profiles to the new tax practitioner. Now, by doing this, you are in actual fact preventing the taxpayer from meeting their tax obligations. You are not making it easy for them. And on this issue, you should also be reminded that the e-filing platform is owned by SARS. It's a tool which you as a tax practitioner make use of on behalf of your clients. So by denying them access to e-filing because of them not meeting their payments with you, that is definitely against the rules. So again, you play a vital role in making it easy for them to be tax compliant. What about making non-compliance hard and costly? Well, usually that is our part as SARS. We will make non-compliance hard and costly to your clients. However, you could assist them by explaining to them the implications of not being tax compliant, and that by not being tax compliant, it is making it hard and costly to them. You see, you need to advise your clients to maintain proper records. This would then make it easier for them to submit their claims to SARS. It would also assist you to be involved in more strategic matters of tax compliance instead of the normal issues of declarations and submission of tax returns. And by doing so, it will assist you to grow your client base. What about making you as a tax practitioner, making use of the electronic service channels that SARS provides, or the digital channels? Yes, instead of going to visit SARS at the branch office, why not first consider the digital channels or the self-help channels? In that way, it would reduce the cost to your clients. What about submitting tax returns and making payments on time? Explain to your clients the implications of not submitting a return on time, the penalties and the interest that is levied when it is not done. Or what about if the payments are not made on time? Once more, penalties and interest. It's an unnecessary cost that they need to incur in order to be tax compliant. So yes, as a tax practitioner, you play a vital role in ensuring that your clients understand their rights and their obligations. We will now move on to module 1.2, which focuses on the legislation.